Where is my boxcar? Where could it be? Ah, here it is. All right, y'all already know. Got some more boxcars. I am now up to 73 top boxcars. That's in here. I was gonna do this earlier, but I just wanted to relax a little bit and just take my time doing this since everybody was on live. And so I was like, I'll just wait until later on to do this. So all right, tank car 663-978, 663-997, 664-123, and 664-141. So yeah. Hold on one second. Hold on. Oh, hey Donna. Hey Dave. How y'all doing? I'm sorry I had to go get my phone so I could see chat. So let's send this up. Again, a book, magazine, Skill Training magazine. Only thing is they don't have the 2-axle in there, 4-axle in there yet, so it's really not valuable to me right now if they ain't got no 4-axle. So here we have 4 more tank bars. Three, there. All right. Oh. All right, let's open up these index and see what we got in here. Yes. All right, guys. Here's the first one. Oh, son of a tutti frutti. What the? Really? The wheel just popped. Man. Now that's a first. Hold on. I can't. That's not a good sign. Come here, baby. Come to Papa. Did you miss it? Did you lose it? The wheel? Did you let your wheel? Hey, Mr. Hall, how you doing? Are you serious? No, man. See, no, that's the first time that ever happened. I'm like, what the heck? Talking about a person freaking out. It's not a good thing. So I'm gonna try to put it back in, but I'll do it a different way so I don't damage it trying to put it in. I'll take the wheel off. Take the wheel off. Don't lose the screw. And do it this way and then snap in. Because if I would have tried to do it while I was on the tank car, I probably would have damaged the rails on the top. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. This is a defect. This is a defect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call them and ask them if it's possible to just send me a truck. But that wheel is gonna come out again because I'm gonna let y'all see this, okay? You see all this, how it's moving so much? It comes straight out. Now, what I could do is bend it in and see if that works, or just bend the whole thing and then put it in. Shake it, see what happens. Did you have to return it back to them? Did you have to return the truck back to them, or return the whole tank car? Because you know when it's a free. Once you buy anything from Scale Trains, it has a warranty on it. I don't even have to say anything to them. I could either send it back or ask them to send me a truck to replace this one. Mr. Hall, did you have to return the whole thing? Actually, these trucks are Intermountain trucks. So it wouldn't be hard for me to, I think I got some spares in there. If I can ever get this wheel back on here. It's been a pain in the butt. I'll test it out in a little while because I believe I need to go to the other side where there's light so I can actually see everything. And this truck's supposed to sit fastened down on but it's not going down on it. There you go. All right, let's see some. Hey, Cricket River. Oh, don't you worry. I guarantee those couplers won't be on there in the morning. I probably put the couplers on later on. Let's try another one. Hopefully it won't be the same situation. Oh, one more thing. From now on, anything that you get, because all this stuff is coming from China, but I highly recommend that if you get anything from China, that you spray it with some kind of disinfect, because you never know. I'm just saying, you never know. So I should have sprayed and disinfect these before I put my hands on them, because scale trains just, they come in the box, but you know, I don't know. That's just me. I think the best thing to be safe than sorry, to make sure that everything is disinfected when you get it in the mail. So I should have wiped it down, sprayed it down. Call me paranoid, but you know. Here's another one. These raggedy ass couplers. Yeah, I got extra roller bearings. Those blue ribbon counter for ribbon counters. I got a whole bunch. I got like 4 or 5 bags down there. I didn't know what they were until I looked at them close, and I'm like, oh, these are the blue bearings for the truck wheels. So I got like, in other words, I got like 20 pair down there. So whenever one falls off, I can throw them back on there. So that's a good thing. And I'm gonna have to find another place to put all these boxes, because now I got 73 boxes and 4 rivet counter boxes, and I gotta put them somewhere. They're not gonna do it because it's cheaper for them to use these couplers, and then we pay the extra money to replace them, you know. So, and what I did, I saved some money by, instead of buying some more couplers, I went and got some springs, some coil springs, and I replaced a whole bunch of coil springs the other day, so that when I had issues with the couplers, I had replaced them. So I replaced like pretty much all of my fleet with KD couplers when I got the springs. So yeah. 6612, 664, 123, and another good one. Now these are all going to Jackson Chemicals. These are all part of the Jackson Chemical run. So that is that. And the final one. The final one. All right. Oh, we have another one that came out. Son of a gun. God dang. Man. I'm trying to figure out what in the heck. It's not Scale Trains. It's not Scale Trains. It's the manufacturer that put these together. Built these trucks. In other words, these trucks, I don't know if they're from Intermountain or from Katie or McHenry. Hey, Grandpa Rails, how you doing? But as you can see, that has been chipped a little bit. That's the reason why the wheel is falling out. It's because it's been chipped. Or, in other words, the mold. I'm doing good. The mold. Dang, I gotta take it out. I can't. The mold that this truck was made in they had issues making the mold. I thought it was chipped, but it's not chipped. It's just the simple fact that these are too wide for these wheels. Now I have wheels back there that'll fit this because they have the pinpoint that sticks into the truck is a little bit bigger for this. So I believe that they put a smaller, oh shoot, what was, oh, that was a screw. What happened was they put a smaller wheel on here than what's supposed to be on here. So if you look closely, let me get an older version truck. This is all operators. See, this wheel is a little bit bigger than this wheel. So I believe they have two different types of wheels going on these rail cars. And the situation is the truck, either the wheel is too big for the truck or the truck is too big for the wheel. Or the wheel is too small for the truck. So it's one of those defect. I wouldn't call it a defect. Well, damn that. I'm gonna call it what it is. It is a defect. It is a defect. It's not something that it's not something that's gonna destroy or kill the car or anything, but if you take this car pretty fast on your layout and you have this situation, the wheel will pop off. But since I don't run these tank cars fast, it wouldn't be a huge situation at all. It wouldn't factor in on any situation if I'm doing switching in, because I don't take these cars fast around the layout. The fastest I've taken these cars is up to 50 on my Digitrax. I took it up to 50. And the sad thing about it, I have these cars, I have the engine set at like 170. I don't have it at full maximum power. I limit the power so that I have a lifespan on this car by an extra 3 or 4 years. And these engines, these ScaleTrain engines are about to be 2 years old. And so far, I have not had an issue with them. So that's a plus. That is a huge plus. Damn it. The screw got caught behind the shield. And like I said, I did. Okay, let's try this again. These couplers suck. I tell you, these couplers suck. Yes, you are right. You are so right, Mr. Diddley. And I don't know if it's the manufacturer over in China, but slowly, over a period of time, the tank cars quality is slowly beginning to suck. Slowly. It's because of the simple fact they're not taking their time like they used to with these tank cars, putting them together. I haven't had any issues with the metal ones just yet, but I will tell you there is one problem with the metal one. Let me find one. Where is? Here's one right here. My main issue with these is these trucks that they put on here. These trucks that they put on here, these special design trucks, they suck. And the reason why they suck is because on these, when you take it off, they have a little metal bushing. They got this little metal bushing on there that you can take off, which rises and raise and lower the tank car so that the couplers will join. The height. These trucks. Oh, I lost a blue spinner. I lost a spinner. I gotta replace it. But anyway, these trucks are no friend of mine. I have to loosen them a lot. Hey Roy, how you doing? Like I said, they suck. I'd rather them go back with the regular trucks, but they can't do that. It's because they have the spinners on them, so they clip in. They use these clip in trucks, so they snap in. And the bad thing about it, there is no leadway in these trucks. There are no leadway. So once it tries to turn or snug in on your switches or whatever, if there's a bad if there's no slug or leadway, sometimes the tank car will buckle off the rail because of its infrared. There is no leadway because they got these on snaps, snap clips trucks where you snap them in. So it's like I say, it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. So that's the only thing that I can come up with that I don't like about the rigger counter. Other than that, they are good tank. The rigger counter are good tank cars. The problem is the trucks and the couplers, and that's the main issue everybody's going to have with these is because they're not taking their time. They're beginning to have so much production at these plant at the company wherever they're doing this, and they're trying to rush these. They're not taking their time anymore. That's all I could say. They're not taking their time with the product. The product is just slowly becoming a bad product. And I've been doing scale train tank cars going on, what, 2 years now? And slowly but surely you start seeing the quality starting to deteriorate on these tank cars or on other uh, stuff that they have. Oh no, I got KDs on here. They matched up great on mine. I haven't had a big issue with the height. All of them coupled great. I I'm telling you, I haven't had any issues with the couplers when I put them on at all. They work great. They work great. Let's see. Where's 2709? Okay, like I said in the video the other day, I have not been doing any live shows because I just been, concentrating on switching. Uh, I'm on cycle 11 now. I have done 11 cycles, and let's go over here. Uh, Excuse me. All right, baby. Enough with the warm up. Go. I still got some more rivet counter tank cars, I gotta switch over. Who paid $45 for a tank car? No. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The tricks of the trade when you buy your tank cars or buy anything from Scale Trains. If you buy in bulks, they take off $2 per tank car. So for some reason they didn't do it this time around. I'm trying to figure out why, and I need to call Scale Trains and ask them. When you buy 6 or more, instead of it being $26, $25.99, it was supposed to have been $23.99, but they didn't do that on this time around, and I'm trying to figure out why. When you buy a rivet counter, they're $39.99, but when you buy it in bulks, 6 or more, it's supposed to be $36.99. So whenever you buy anything from Scale Trains, anything over 5, over 6, they take off $2. So that's how you, and if you want to buy in bulk, which I buy in bulk, that's what I do. But this time around, I only bought 4 the last 2 times. So last week, which I got today, I bought 4. Last week, I bought 4. And then the 2 previous weeks, I bought 6. So right now, I just bought 20. So right now, I'm up to 73 tank cars. So, yeah. And the funniest thing is, I told y'all when I started this back in November, when I sold all of my old tank cars, I said I'm going to get up to at least 70 or 80 tank cars. Well, I'm up to my maximum now. I don't need no more tank cars. I am done with tank cars. Knock on wood. I don't want no dang flat car. Don't you start that flat car stuff, man. All right. All right. Okay. I'm going to explain everything that's going on in the layout because I can't do any switching. It's because of the simple fact these cars are already set on the switch list in order. In other words, what I'm trying to say is this. Where's my tablet? These is where I write all of my switch lists on. Everything is wrote down in order. So I can't do any switching because all these cars are already set in order for the next switching order. Today is Monday, so I have to make a switching order for tomorrow. My switching orders is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. That's for this right here. This is for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I'm going off prototypical switching order that they do out at Crestline because Crestline switching orders is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So, get your tracks. So that's how I do my switching order. I got a box car down there. There is like a flat car, a hopper. There's a box car right there. That's the one Toy Man gave me. There's a cylinder, Canada. There you go. There's it. And there's a flat car. There's a hopper. There's a hopper. There's a hopper. What? And there's an actual tank car. Anyway, back to what I was saying. My switching orders for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for the chemical plant and for the switching. But the way I do this is I prepare my switching order for the chemical plant on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Uh, so what's today? Monday. I did do this over here, which is on for Tuesday, but I did it for Monday, which I shouldn't have done that. So this train right here that I just pulled out was the inbound train that came from over there. So all these cars here that I just pulled out came from the from the closet branch. These cars need to be set either to the wash rack, which is these two cars, and that's it. These two cars. Now the cars that just came in and came out of the box, they're already set to the wash rack. They need to go to the wash rack. So what I'm going to do, I can go ahead and do that now. We're going to take those cars to the wash rack. All right. Where's my other engine? We're going to back this train up. We're going to back this train up so that we all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my UP. That UP is actually for the outbound, inbound train. But since the other engine is on the other side and I don't have time to go over there and bring it around, I'll just use the UP to switch out to wash rack. Switch out the wash rack. Can't talk right now. Oh, come on, man. I told you these couplers were crappy. They're crappy as hell. Girl, come on. Oh, come on, stay coupled. Ah. Like I said, I still have a few that I got to replace the couplers, like this car here, this rivet counter. All right, we're going to shove out 4 and set 7 back in, 6 back in, set out 4, set 6 in. All right, Dave, thank you for coming. Take care. Good night. Ooh. No matter, I'm going to take them off anyway. All right, we have the cars to the wash rack. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do the chemical plants, but I need to get some cards from the yard first. So what we're going to do is we're going to park this engine on the outbound track. So that's where it needs to be parked, right here for outbound. All right. Good night, Sparky. Thank you for coming. No, I do not need no dang flat card. And as you can see over here, I got kind of a mess because I was doing some couplers earlier. Because when I got the box in, I was like, I need to get some couplers done. So I set this over here out of the way. What I was doing this morning was writing down the yard for the next switch list. So I gotta get that done sooner or later. All right. We're now in cycle 12. This will start cycle 12. All right. I'm trying to remember which side was the outbound side and which side was the inbound. Oh yeah, that's right. I had just pulled the last of the cars over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get everything for the Mariani, and we're gonna get stuff done for spot 1-1 and 1-2, I'm sorry, 1-2-4-6 and -8, and then the Mariani. Now let's go ahead and grab these two bottom cars here. All right, we're gonna get spot 1-2 and 1-4. Next two cars is 1-6 and 1-8. Hey, BNSF Rail Fan 34, how you doing? And then finally, now I'm gonna pick up the train. And then when I pick up the train, I'm gonna pick up this car because we gotta set this car to the wash rack. I'm doing all right, man. Just got some more tank cars as usual. Hey, Michael. All right. I'm gonna take the camera around here. All right, two things I'm gonna do over here. The first thing I'm gonna do is come uncouple off that white tank car. We're gonna come uncouple off the white tank car, pick up the 4 cars that's going to the chemical plant, then come back and pick up the white tank car and then set it to the wash rack, which is this track right here. This whole layout is just completely tank cars, nothing else. Yeah, those are the buffer cars that I don't use anymore. They're just on here just to fill up this yard since I'm not going to use this yard over here for the outbound anymore. So I put my engines and all the rest of my cars here. All right. First phase is done. We came uncoupled and set that car down in the clear. Next thing was going to make the join and grab the train. That's what I just said. Did you hear what I said? I said those hoppers were my buffer cars that I do not use anymore. This yard is, I don't use this yard over here for outbound anymore. Everything on the outbound goes in the big yard. All I did is I take these hoppers, which used to be the buffer cars, and I just set them over here to just fill up the yard. I put my engines and everything else over here in this yard. Come on, girl. No, all right. We're gonna PLG and then pick up that tank car. Wait. We lost a car. We lost a car. We're gonna go back and pick up that car. The cars that just I just picked up are heading over to the chemical plant. Anything that comes from the wash rack goes to the chemical plant. Now we're heading to the chemical plant to spot the cars. Has anybody heard from Nancy? Is she doing okay? All right, we're gonna stop the train up there so I can explain what's about to happen. So everybody got to make sure you pay close attention to how this is gonna go because this is a little bit different from what I've been usually doing. All right, so it might get a little confusing for some of you, and some of you probably catch on real quick. So, switching order for the chemical plant as what will happen. Switching order. Pull two, set two back in. Pull two, set two back in. Pull two from stage to spot here. These two cars will go here. The two cars over there will go out to the main. Those three cars there will stay there on that track because these three cars goes over here to this spot. They just staged cars instead of bringing a whole bunch of cars from the yard. I decided to put some in staging now since I have enough tank cars to keep the yard full as for somewhat. The next thing for the Mariani, pull those two, set two in, pull the two from 1-2 and 1-4, set two in, and then set two in at 1-6 and 1-8, which is right here. So we're pulling a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 cars, and we're going to spot 10 cars. Pull 6, pull 8, spot 10. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cars we're going to spot in replace of the cars. So we're coming out with a small train, but we're going to spot a lot of cars. Oh, okay, great. That's great. How's she feeling? And that one white tank car, nobody didn't recognize that it's supposed to have been going to the wash rack. No one said anything. Hey, Harold, that white tank car that's on the bottom needs to go to the wash rack. So what we're going to do, we'll set it out on the bottom. So when we go back, we'll spot it at the wash rack, which is this car here. So we set that car on the bottom. We're going to tie it down. This train doesn't have any air on it, so it's only air. There is no air on this train for the brake. So are you serious? 2 seizures? Dang. But they letting her go home? Oh man. All right. All right. Like I said, our job here is to pull 2 and set 2 back in. I got to replace the coupler on this rivet counter tank car. Well, that's the idea. The idea is to keep more cars over at the plant to switch them out. As long as they're clean and ready to be loaded, take them over there in the staging area. There's nothing wrong with staging your track for the next run. So we're going to do a little switching here. We're going to set out these 2. All right. Okay. All right, let's do this again. I had something on the track over there and it was getting in the way, so I had to move it out of the way. Sorry about that. All right. All right, we're tying the tank cars down. They're going to tie it down. They're going to put the chocks on the wheels. Hey, Simon. How you doing? Thanks for coming. All right. The next thing we have to do is grab those cars and put them back in. It's going, man. It's going. Trying to get some switching done. All right. We're going to set those cars back in. The wash rack is over there where I put my new tank cars. This is the wash rack right here. I got to get some more platforms built for the wash rack. It doesn't matter. It's in a chemical plant. All right, we're gonna set these three back in. All right, the next trip, pull two, set these two into the spot. All right. Now remember that bottom tank car that's gone to the wash rack, it's been tied down, so it's our brake car. So when we shove these cars, we shove it on the brake. When we go back in, we're going to be spotting two cars, so we're going to be staging two cars. So these two cars that came from the wash rack will be going in. All right, we're going to tie the cars down. Always tie the cars down. Tie the cars down, chuck the wheels. Car's not going to go anywhere. Now the final move. Go into the Mariani, pick up the cars at the Mariani, and pick up the cars at track at spot 1-1 and 1-2. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove these cars in the clear, pick up the outbound cars, and then come back and then do the rest. All right, we're going to pick up the outbound, and then we're going to shove the train to the spots. I'm sorry, pick up the train, pick up the outbound cars in track 1 and 2, and then spot the other cars. Yeah, Sparky been gone. Sparky been gone for almost 30 minutes. All right. All right, we're gonna pick up the outbound cars out of track 1 and 2. Make sure we got a join. I'm not taking off that brake. That brake gonna stay on there, so we're gonna be shoving and dragging on a brake. Who's still in chat? All right, we're gonna pick up the outbound. I gotta put a backstop back there so these cars don't roll off the track. All right, we're gonna do a little switching here. We're gonna set out 4, set 2 in, pick up 4, set back 2. All right, I'm gonna say that one more time. Set out 4, pick up 2, set out 2, pick up 4, and then spot 2. I think I said that kind of jacked up, but I'll show you what I mean. First thing first, set out 4. Those are the 4 outbounds. Set out 4. Yeah, I fixed it. We're going to set 2 in. Those are the spot cars. These are going to the Mariani. 2-3 and 2-5 spot. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this car in because I need this car on the bottom. So when we go to the wash rack, it'll be there. So all I have to do is just shove in, make the cut, and then head out. Line switch. Okay, my outbound train is all together. All the cars are together for the outbound. Now I'm going to shove the cards in the spot. All right, let's set these cards in and then head out. We'll be completely clear of the chemical plant. Okay, we tie the cars down, chalk the wheels, and that will complete doing the chemical plant. So all we have to do is drag out to the wash rack. We're going to go back to the wash rack, set this part into the wash rack. Make sure all the switches are aligned to the main. And it'll make its trip around. Move the camera. All right, it has to make a complete trip all the way around to the other side to go back to the wash rack. Okay, we're gonna set that one car in, and then we're gonna set the outbound. I could have sworn I had a outbound train. All right, what I'm gonna do is I want to make that joint. I'm gonna go ahead and shove that one car to a joint. Horn sequence for what? For road crossing? Two long, one short, one long. Full horns and all. Yeah, be this. That's the road crossing horn. All right. All right. I gotta fix that in a little bit. All right. All we got left to do is shove the train to the yard. Bad spot. All right. The next job is to set this train into the yard. All right. Now I got to make sure that these cars fit in the yard. Otherwise, we're gonna have an issue. These are Bruce Rose switches that Bruce got for me, made for me. They work the same as any other switch. They just handmade and a whole lot better than Pico's. All right, I'm gonna back this engine back in here and shut it down. And then I'll do the outbound in the morning. Now, chemical plants are short lines, of other words. They don't have CTC or ABS in their plants. Everything is hand thrown. There are no signals in the plant. The only signal in the plant that I recall is at Dead Man Curve or the Dead Man switch. Which uh, when we going up a hill to do switching, we line the switch to the Dead Man switch. So whatever comes rolls down the hill, it will be going into the dirt pile. It'll crash into the dirt pile and not go stay on the main and go around and crash into any other car. When we do that, there is the only signal there. And that signal always stay lined to the main is green, but once you line it to the Dead Man switch, it goes red. So we didn't have CTC or ABS or none of that stuff in the plant because it's a short line. That stuff isn't needed. Everybody communicate on radio, where they at, when they coming down the hill, when they coming out of the main, the big main, or wherever they're at, we have to communicate. So that's one of the priorities. So uh, tr- uh, control traffic center, automatic blocking, and all that stuff. Sometimes that's not even uh, done on small short lines because they don't have the resources or anything like that for that because it costs money for all that. So short lines use short radio, and whenever they line the switch, that switch is hooked up to connections that goes into the signal. So wherever that switch line to, that light either go red or yellow. So if they coming off the main and going into the siding, the signal, and they backing into the sidle, that light will go red for the main because that lets them know they're coming off the main to go into the siding. And those all are personal traffic control signals. The majority of now everything is ABS, automatic blocking. Automatic blocking is basically what it is. It's automatic blocking. Any engine that hits a sensor triggers the signals. So if a train is in block 1 and it running through block 1, then it has the green first. And if a train is coming out of block 6 into block 5, knowing that this train is up here coming out of block 1, this signal will be yellow or flashing yellow to let them to proceed with caution because there's a train up front of them. So this train has the green, this train has the caution in the 6th block. Because every train runs on, every traffic signal or runs on blocks. In other words, I'll explain it this way on the board. Every 2 miles, there is a block where a train needs to sit in that block. A majority of these times are at major intersections or junctures. Okay? Say, for instance, in town, we have the BNSF that goes north and south. The UP goes east. Goes east and then goes southwest to San Antonio, Austin, Lubbock. I mean, not Lubbock, Houston, anything south. Okay? So, this is called Dead Man Crossing because you got two junction where BNSF and UP meets in a crossing, and then it hits Dead Man's Curve. There is a four-way, there is a signal here, there is a signal here, there is a signal here, and there is a signal here. All those signals represent for the juncture. If a train is coming into block 1, this is over the overpass. This is under the overpass where the east side yard is. They will consider that block 1, or however they call that block. I call it block 1 because it's the last block before the intersection. This is block 2. Block 2 is pretty much behind where I work at Crestline. That's block 2. Block 3 is up behind Pactive at that part because that's almost 1.5 miles to 2 miles right there because a train can sit in that block. So the third block is the one behind Crestline. I'm sorry, behind Pactive at that spot. The next block is in Powell, Texas, which is east of here. That's the 4th block. The 5th block is on the other side of Powell, right before Kearns. It's hit between Powell and Kearns, and that's a 2-mile block or 1.5 mile block. All right, so this is how this goes. When a train is coming, all right, it hits each block. Each block represents a section of signals here and here. There is a signal here. There is a signal here. There is a signal here, and there is a signal here. The first train comes through. It has the green, okay, until it hit Dead Man Crossing, okay. When it hit Dead Man Crossing, this light goes red. This light goes red, yellow. This light goes yellow, green, or yellow, or yellow, yellow flat, or flashing yellow. And this block, it would be green with the flat with yellow. And then the fifth block would have green because it's almost 10 miles out. So you got 10 miles, actually 12 miles of blocks because each block is 2 miles. I forgot about the sixth block. Okay. So once this train clears the Dead Man's Curve and Dead Man Crossing and hits the first block on the other side of Dead Man Crossing, this light goes back to yellow because it's a yellow light. This light goes back to green. This light goes back to green. This light goes back to green, green, green. Okay. So that train that was down here will you begin to go speed back up to restricted speed, which is I believe 35, 40 miles per hour. But if there's a BNSF train that's coming in this direction or in this direction, this light goes red. This light goes red. If there's no train in it, if there's no train in the block, then it'll go yellow, green, or yellow flashing. That train right there in that block, we have a yellow, green, or green over green with the yellow. So it's letting us know you can proceed, but proceed with caution. So it's going to go to like 25 to 30 miles per hour. Okay. This one down here would be green. And then this one right here will be green. The closer you get to the crossing, the block light will change. So it's yellow, green. So this would be yellow, red. I'm sorry. Hold on. That's the first block. So this would be red, red. This would be, the second block would be yellow, red, which means you're going to get ready to stop in the next block. You proceed slowly until you get to this block where you're going to stop. Yellow, red, yellow, green, yellow, green, green, green. Always remember, every block represents where that car is going to be, when that car is going to stop. We don't have track warrant control. Track warrant control is mostly deals with passenger trains and stuff. I never heard of track warrants on here. They don't even use TWC. That's something new. I haven't even heard of it. All I know is ABS and CTC. Everything here in this area is either ABS or CTC. When it gets to a certain area, it goes ABS at certain times of the day. This goes ABS. At nighttime, it goes CTC. So that's pretty much it on that. I got to get to bed, guys. I got to get to bed. But as you can see, the yard is full. The chemical plant is considered full. The wash rack is considered full. And all the spot and drops on the closet branch is full. So this is 73 tank cars on this layout now, and that's what I get. Everything is pretty much full. So that's pretty much it. So I want to thank y'all for coming. It's been fun. I hope y'all learning some stuff about ABS and CTC and how that works. I'll go over it a little bit further later on. So one day when I have time or make time to do it, when I gotta erase all this stuff. All right, guys, I want to thank y'all again for coming. I'll try to come on again soon. I don't know when, but right now I'm just concentrating on doing some switching off the layout off camera, get everything down and running smoothly. So when the time comes on, it'll be a lot better. And as you can see, I didn't really have a lot of problems because I've been taking time to fix the rail cars, get all the couplers done, do a little track maintenance here and there, and take it from there. So thank you all for coming. We'll do this again soon. Until then, good night, everybody.